Hi, everyone. It is me, Sailor Moon here, and me, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor King World here. And today we're going to talk about, you know, how we do not know how to do a selfie. Now, at first, a lot of folks would think that doing a selfie is smooth. They're like, oh, well, first you go on and you go to the selfie setting, which, yeah, that would be a thing, and make scene that it's on. But here is the other kicker. Sometimes, even though you may have shifted your far wide speakers setting to selfie setting, doesn't always mean that the running layout, Google Android or Apple iOS, will shift between the shooter settings. And you might wonder, well, why you got more than one shooter? Because one could let you shoot things behind you or lead of you. Now, the only downside is when we did shift to the selfie setting, it would not let us shift between any of the web shooters, any of the shooters on the side. So, but then again, we don't want to take a likeness of ourself. And some folks would say, well, that is the whole grounds behind it, or that is the grounds of the name selfie, because you're taking a likeness of oneself. But at the end of the day, it's like a very, badly made setup in some ways, and I'll tell you why. Because you think you could just shift between the shooter settings. But no. It's like, so no, you cannot. And good luck asking Smallsoft, Half-Flyer, or Google Twin to help you. Because they will run through all the settings and all the tools. But if it's not going to work for you, it's not going to work for you. What's going to end up happening is that we're going to end up taking this likeness and we'll call it a selfie. Even though a lot of folks would say, oh, it's not because you're not showing yourself. But you'll say, well, what do you do if you're far? What do you do if you're off? But what do you do if your offshoot of Google Android or Apple iOS doesn't let you shift between all of the, shooters? If it's not going to let you shoot, it's not going to let you take a likeness of yourself, what are you going to do? If you understand what I'm talking about. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, well, that's just too bad then. Alright? So what would end up happening is we'd end up taking this likeness, which say that we did shoot this as a likeness in selfie mode, in selfie setting, because sadly, Google Android will not let us shift between any of the web shooters. So this would be the selfie. Alright? And a lot of folks are going to say, well, no, it's not, because you didn't take a likeness of yourself. Well, we don't want to take a likeness of ourselves. Got anything to say? Well, yeah, you're right about that, Sailor Moon. At the end of the day, a lot of folks out there, will have a rile and say that since we didn't take a likeness of ourselves, that it can't be a selfie. But hey, we'll call it what we want to call it. We're not going to go fight with the settings in our web shooter, so we can shift. We're not going to go fight and bullshit with all the settings on Google Android so we can shift it into taking a likeness of ourselves. So if we took a selfie, this is what it would look like. And if you want to say that a selfie is only when you're seeing a likeness of oneself, well then fine. That's your meaning of it. But if you can't shift between the settings, even when you're in Selfe setting to do it, what are you going to do? And it works out great for us because Dwayne doesn't want to take a likeness of himself anyway. So I guess that works out. You know. And good luck saying, oh, you go in this setting and you go in this setting. Well, yeah, not gonna play around with settings. You know. And maybe it's not a big deal if we don't know how to do it. You know, there's a lot of shit that you think that you can do on Google Android or Apple iOS, and then it has to be some kind of Einstein Hawking's work to get it to do something. Yeah. At the end of the day, you're right, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor King World. You're right. At the end of the day, it's going to be hard to get it to do a setting that it doesn't want to do. And if we can't shift between the web shooter settings, then we can't shift between them. And I don't care how smooth that a website will make you say you can do this, or how smooth a fake mind tool can tell you that it can be done this way. Well, sadly, it cannot be done this way. Alright? Give this film a like. Play it, share it, playlist it, and share it. And we'll see you later.